Hi, my name's Joe from HiFi Corner, and today I'm here with Jason from Naim Audio. We're going to go through some stuff about cabling and whatnot, and some upgrade paths. Before we do that, I just want to say thank you to Naim Audio for sponsoring this video. HiFi Corner has a full selection of Naim electronics available for in-store demonstration or at-home demonstration. We also have one of the biggest ranges available of Naim items in stock and ready for next day delivery. Contact us for more information. Jason, can you introduce yourself for our viewers?
Yeah, sure. So I'm the brand ambassador for Naim Audio. I've worked at Naim for 22 years, and my job is presentations like this, but also looking after the UK dealer base and training them how to get the best from Naim Audio products, from existing systems and, of course, our legacy product range.
So Jason, with this new Classic series, so we got the new Classic 200 series, some of the bits here. We have some of the new Classic series 300 that was announced in Munich. How is Naim, I should say, supporting your existing customer base with these new products coming out?
Yeah, sure. Okay. Well, wherever possible, we always like to support our existing customer base. They're the reason we all exist, whether you're a retailer or a business like ours. And let's take, for example, the source. We always talk about source first.
Yep.
So an NDX2, for example, this could actually be an NDX. We have obviously the NDX2 to begin with. You can connect it to the NPX 300. So whether you're using an NDX2 as an entity in itself, or even if you're using an XPS2, which it's already been upgraded by, this product is superior. It's superior than the regular XPS, and certainly an absolute game changer when you incorporate it to an NDX2 which hasn't been power supplied. Joe, would you like me to show you how to connect legacy components with the new 300?
I think it would be very beneficial for myself and for our customer base out there and for our viewers. So yes, definitely.
Sure. Okay. So here we have a traditional cable. This is our Burndy cable. Burndy is the plug we use. It has many pins to allow us to drop the many voltages that the DR regulators supply into this product. So first of all, we connect this end to the NDX2.
Okay.
For those of you that know, the white band goes closest to the source. That gives us our directionality.
So the directionality is going away from the white band. Okay, perfect.
Exactly. And then we have two plugs.
Okay.
So that we can use all of the regulation from the NPX 300. And again, quite simply, you connect this end to the NPX 300.
Yep.
Switch on, and off you go. And it's as simple as that.
And that's it.
There's no modification that's required in this product or this product. We've done all the hard work.
You've done all the hard work in the cable.
Absolutely.
So it's just order a cable from us that will allow you to do this, because this will be a separate purchase, isn't it?
Absolutely,
because
purchase.
It's just one of those things where you have to do that.
Yeah, sure.
It's a legacy product into a new product, but it's great that you are doing this for our existing customers, for Naim existing customers, because this is going to be far superior than the older power supply,
XPS.
the XPS.
Yeah.
So. And can you just explain that really quick? Why?
Yeah, the design of the amplifier with the many DR regulators, it's a much more efficient power supply, and there are more regulators driving this circuit. So again, it reduces noise floors, increases the dynamic range, and in a nutshell, that's where your performance comes from.
Wicked. Wicked. That's awesome. So next one, what do we want to be looking at now? We got the Supernait 3 under here.
Yeah.
And what do I want with the Supernait 3? Why is that up here?
I've chosen the Supernait 3 because it has one very important socket, which is also on the back of a high cap and a super cap.
Yeah.
And Joe, as you know, a high cap could be connected to a 282 preamplifier. Yep. If you have a super cap, that could be connected to a 282 or a 252, but they all use a 4-pin DIN out to connect to the NAP 250.
Right, okay.
Again, we talked about this product being balanced input, but it also takes single-ended connectivity to incorporate into our existing range. And the way we do it, again, is this lead that we've done all the hard work with, no modification this end or this end. It all works in here. And it's It's a very clever way of connecting to the DIN. There's a small manifold here to connect the various cables to the various pins to make it work. A very neat job, a simple looking cable. But the one thing to remember is these have all been listened to make sure that they have that Naim fingerprint sound quality. They don't just connect, they give you great audio performance.
Yeah, Naim cables are always been, you know, high quality.
Sure.
You know, you guys have always supplied with your sources, you know, your DIN connections and stuff like that, and they're always high quality. So I have faith in them. I definitely have faith in them. So that's as simple as that then.
Sure, yeah. So 4-pin DIN.
Yep.
White band closest to the source of signal. That will come from this socket. And then we have red for right, black for left.
Yep.
Simply connect this one in here, this one in here, and we're ready to go. That system's connected. So this Supernait, okay, you could use these two together. Many people use the Legacy 250 with the Supernait 3.
Yeah.
But that output could actually be the same output from a high cap or a super cap.
Right.
Or even a 552 preamplifier, because the 552 preamplifier connected to the NAP 250 sounds incredible.
Oh, I bet. I bet. Yeah. I wouldn't doubt that for a second. That's amazing. Well, thank you. Just let's go over some quick kind of scenarios that some people might have out there.
Yeah.
So I have let's say I have a 202 and a high cap.
Sure.
Okay. What's my upgrade path?
Okay, so you have a 282 and a high cap.
A 202 and a high cap.
202 and a high cap.
Yeah, let's do that one first.
So 202 high cap, depending on the power amp you have. So typically that will be a NAP 200 or a Legacy 250. The new 250 will be a sensational upgrade.
Okay.
Fantastic.
And that would be generally through this cable? Would it be through this
particular cable?
Yeah, perfect.
It's kind of a one cable fits all scenarios.
Oh, that's great.
So whether it's a 202, 282 or 252 with their accompanying power supplies, that will do it for you.
Right. Okay.
No problem. Yeah.
Okay, so would I be able to use so I got a 282 and a high cap now. Let's go to that. So what would be my upgrade path there?
Again, depending on the amplifier you have, okay, you could either use a 250, but because you have a 282, we talked about the NAP 350 from the 300 series. Again, actually, we don't have a 350 to connect, but basically it's a 4-pin DIN to an XLR times 2, and that connects to the NAP 350, and away you go.
So 282 I could use with the new 350 monoblocks.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Awesome. Power supply wise?
Power supply
282?
Power supply wise, you have to use the Legacy power supply, the high cap or the super cap.
Or the super cap.
And that really kind of simmers down to legislation with power supplies and soft start power supplies.
Right, okay.
So today as a manufacturer, to use a transformer in a product from a company our size, it's forbidden.
Right.
So we have to have switch mode power supplies which bring us into a half-watt standby mode.
Right, okay.
Those power supplies, the simplest way to put it is, don't understand our preamps, which had very different voltage rails, which either came up too fast or too slow.
Right.
And so that stops us allowing us to use the NPX 300 on the preamps.
Right.
It's essentially the high cap and the preamp that aren't backward compatible, but the power supply, power amps can be pushed forward in the existing, in the previous system range. What you would have at the beginning of all of these systems, remember, is probably an NDX2 or the previous streamer to the NDX2, the NDX. And this would come back to this power supply cable and of course the NPX 300.
Okay.
So your system, which would be a legacy name preamp and power supply, can have new classic back end and new classic power supply driving the front end.
Right.
So you can start to get a good feel for what's going on.
Okay.
If you're then enjoying that system, and you must be because let's supposing you've purchased those, it's safe for me to say, I believe, I've done the listening test, that you could trade in at least a 282 with 2 high caps on it for just a NAC 332 on its own as an upgrade in performance.
Wow. Okay.
And then, of course, you can add the NPX 300 to this.
Wow.
So it actually,
again it boost.
And it gives you much more bite-sized chunks.
Right, okay.
Rather than having to buy this expensive preamp, which was, a little bit more expensive than the 252, you're also saying, well, you need a super cap as well.
Yeah.
You don't need to.
You don't need that
You can do it in bite-sized chunks and end up with the very best in a very incremental way.
Okay, perfect. Jason, can you explain to me where the new NAC 332 sits in comparison to the legacy, NAC 252 or 282?
Good question. For me, the listening test that I've done, I think the NAC 332 on its own with its internal power supply, you could comfortably move on a NAC 282 with 2 high caps and have a substantial improvement in sound quality.
Okay.
When you then add an NPX 300 to the NAC 332, it exceeds what a 252 and super cap can deliver performance-wise.
Right.
So
okay.
the ultimate system from us, I think, currently would be an NSS 333,
right,
NAC 332. Each of those components would have an NPX 300 connected to them because the very best Naim systems have auxiliary power supplies.
Yep.
And of course, the NAP 350.
Right.
That connected to your favorite loudspeaker will give you the very best in performance.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a great upgrade path.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and again, these can all be done in digestible chunks.
Yeah, and that's the lovely thing for customers like myself who don't have oodles and oodles of money to throw at it at once, but want to do it at a slow rate. And it's great that Legacy incorporates with the new classic ranges, and that we can aspire one day to have a system like you just described.
And I think the other thing to remember, Joe, is that there comes a point where you have to do a part exchange or sell something on. Nobody likes losing money on a system. I think Naim has got great residual value.
It does.
But in actual fact, with a Naim system, there's more adding to the system than losing in the system. And so you buy a couple of pieces and you keep growing it, and it lasts on a very long journey.
Yeah.
It's always been a winning combination. People have enjoyed the sound quality, upgrading, and moving in incremental steps and understanding what each upgrade does.
Yeah. That's great.
Good.
It's great. Thank you, Jason, so much for being with us.
You're welcome.
I think this is going to be a very beneficial video for a lot of customers out there that have a Naim Legacy kit, and for those who are looking to upgrade. So thank you so very much for explaining this. Any questions, guys, give us a shout here at the shop. If we can't get it, we'll get Jason on the phone, so don't you worry about that. All right? Thanks again for watching. Jason, thanks for being here again. Remember, enjoy yourselves out there and take care.